Hello, Christian friends. Okay, so these are my thoughts for today's scriptures, which is Genesis 21, Genesis 22, Mark 4:10 to 41, and Proverbs 1. So, Genesis 21, my reflection was God cared for Hagar and her son Ishmael in the wilderness. God was with Hagar during her time of suffering and despair. God provided water for Hagar and her son. There was a close relationship between God, Hagar, and her son. God heard the voice of the boy, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, "What troubles you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the boy." That just makes me think of relationship that Ishmael and Hagar had with the Lord. And I think God knows everything about us, even where we are, the location where we are, and He calls us by name. He knows about poverty, suffering, struggle, challenges, even though I didn't write this down. And it also makes me think about the movies we watched, about The Jungle Book, about Tarzan. In those stories, the boy lived in the jungle, grew up with the animals. In Genesis 21, it says that the boy Ishmael grew up in the wilderness with the Lord. So I think that's probably where they got the idea from, but I don't know. Genesis 22. In the Word, Jesus says that one of the commandments is to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and might. The Word also says to not love your father or mother more than God. So in this case, Abraham, by giving up his son Isaac, when God commanded him to, he put God first before his own son, obeying and trusting God. It says in the Word that God will test his children by refining them like gold and silver through the fire. Mark 4:10 to 41. You reap what you sow. This just came to me. You reap what you sow. I heard someone say this to me. Then it just makes me think about the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Let both grow until the harvest, and the wheat and tares. Proverbs 1. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Jesus and his servants have been mocked. Wisdom has a voice. It is the Lord speaking, calling, crying out. There are those who ignore the calling of the Lord and the Lord's teachings. It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. We have access to God's words through the Bible. Behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. In the last days, God promises to pour out his spirit upon all flesh. The Holy Spirit will teach you all things. During Pentecost, God sent the Holy Spirit, and he filled them with the Holy Spirit, and they spoke in unknown tongues. Do not worry about what you are to say, for the Holy Spirit will give you the words to say. Have stretched out my hand, and no one has heeded. The Lord rescued us. He rescues us from danger, like the Israelites. God is in control. The Lord has been referred to as a strong tower and a pleasant help in danger. In the Bible, the Lord has been referred to as the rock, the cornerstone, shelter, and refuge. So those are my thoughts. I'm thinking about Proverbs 1. I feel like I have in the past ignored the Lord. I lived a sinful lifestyle, and yet the Lord still loved me unconditionally. The Lord still chased me. The Lord still filled me with His love. The Holy Spirit was still with me. I still felt the Holy Spirit. So those are my thoughts on today's scriptures. Again, that was Genesis 21, Genesis 22, Mark 4:10 to 41, and Proverbs 1. So let me know what your thoughts are. Hope you're all doing well, and God bless.